Welcome back to part 7. With the shell now securely fixed to the rollover jig, it was time to source a welder for all the panels that are going to need replacing. I've been browsing the internet and the car forums, and two welders in particular got recommended regularly, the Rtech 180 and the Clarke 135TE. The Clarke is a cheaper option by far at around £300 and has great online reviews. The Rtech is around £500 and appears to be a much better built machine. Unfortunately, my budget won't stretch to £500, and having just received a tax-free voucher from Machine Mart, I went with the Clarke. With Christmas on the way and busy with my woodworking orders, I decided to have a bit of fun and wrap the machine up and wait until Christmas Day to open them. I'd been asked that whatever welder I chose to buy, could I do some sort of unboxing or review of the welder. Not being a welder, I can't really do an accurate review, but I can certainly do an unboxing video. The box was a lot heavier than I thought it would be, and it had some seriously big staples holding the box together. Once inside, the parts were fairly easy to remove, but at this stage I had no idea what part was what. A few parts were placed down the inside of the box and were easy enough to remove, but I didn't realise at this stage that the hoses in the machine were attached, which became apparent when I was trying to remove them and nothing was budging. So I ended up just lifting the whole thing from the box, and it was surprisingly heavy. At this stage I thought several pieces appeared to be missing before I discovered from the booklet that the rest of the parts were being stored inside the machine. There were several options for the feet, but I went with the wheels with it being quite a heavy machine. The welder itself comes with a small bottle of CO2 which is secured by a clip. I can't see the gas lasting long, so it looks like this is a part that I'll have to upgrade. I originally fixed the wire coil with the label showing, but realised later that it'd be better the other way around because of how the wire would unwind. Feeding the wire through was fairly straightforward, but I just needed to swap the guide roller around as it was set for 0.6mm. The majority of people on the forums were recommending 0.8mm, so I thought I'd try the 0.8mm first. I can always swap back to the 0.6mm if needs be. When it comes to testing the welder, please note that I'm not a welder, I've never owned a welder, and the settings I'm using in the video in a few minutes are just complete guesswork. Last year my wife bought me a shovel for the workshop build. It had a lifetime guarantee, yet it broke within just a few weeks of use, so I thought it'd be a great piece to test the welder out for the first time. So here's the shovel. It's covered in concrete and the shaft is full of rusty water, but nonetheless I'll have a go at repairing it and give the welder its first test run. At this point I have to admit I'm quite nervous. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but common sense says that I need to clean up the area I'm going to weld and also for the part where the clamp will fix to. Okay, here goes. Well, that didn't go too well as the parts aren't yet stuck together. Nerves got the better of me and I stopped, but also realised that the weld wasn't bridging the two pieces yet, so I'll try again. That seemed better, so to make it easier I decided to try welding from the other side. It does look a bit messy, but as far as the weld goes I think that looks fairly solid. So I decided to add a bit more weld to the shovel so that I can use it once it's repaired and then call it a day. So my honest opinion on the welder, well, I'm actually quite impressed. I've not got the faintest idea about welding and what settings to use, but I was still able to weld the shovel back together. So I reckon with a few good weeks swatting up and a bit more practice I'll have enough confidence to use the welder on the car. I'm not expecting to be producing professional quality welds at this stage, but if I can at least weld panels so that I'm able to clean the welds up with a grinder and make them look acceptable, then that's a start. So now the car's stripped, it's blasted, primed and it's on the rolling jig. I've got most of my tools sorted and I've got myself a welder. Apart from maybe one or two tools that I'm missing, I think I'm actually ready to start restoring the body shell. I guess this is where the real fun begins. Before I wrap up episode 7, I just wanted to give a quick shout out and a huge thank you to my first Patreon. Personal health circumstances prevent me from working in full-time employment, making it difficult at times to fund the woodworking and restoration videos I produced, and Patreon gives me that opportunity to look for support. To receive my first Patreon was quite moving and it is very much appreciated. Prior to making the videos on YouTube, I worked as a firefighter for nearly 20 years, serving my community and helping to save lives and promote the fire safety message. Unfortunately, an accumulation of many upsetting scenes became too much for my mind to cope with, and after years of failed therapy I was retired from the service on the grounds of ill health and signed off medically from any employment. To keep myself busy, both body and mind, I developed an interest in woodworking and car mechanics, and with already having a hobby in filming and music, I combined my interests and started making videos here on YouTube, filming, editing and composing my own music for my woodworking and car restoration channels Smugwood and Smugwood Mini. Unfortunately, to produce such videos comes at a price, and with minimal funds after being retired from employment, I've turned to Patreon to see if there is additional support out there which could allow me to continue making the woodworking and car restoration videos. In return for support, there are various levels which are explained in more depth at the Patreon link below, but includes the chance to win one of my YouTube projects made throughout the year, and also inclusion into random prize draws open to patrons only. In addition, I'd like to thank everybody who already subscribes to my channels, or watches, comments, likes and shares them, as it all goes to help support my channels, and for that I'm really appreciative. It's my hope that I can continue making the videos for the foreseeable future. Thanks once again for your continued support.